Good day, my friends, and welcome back once again to Brotherhood of the Bat Collectibles. My name's Chris. I'm the Batman statue collector, and we're going to be doing kind of a walk and talk today, as I wanted to update you on the rabbit hole that I've gone down recently with JND. Again, a complete 180. It's just absolutely crazy to think that 3 months ago I was going to pretty much eliminate movie stuff from my collection. And now that's all I can think about, which, again, pretty crazy. So anyway, as a lot of you know, I have purchased the Dark Knight Batman and also the Dark Knight Rises Catwoman, okay, Anne Hathaway. Getting both of these in hand and seeing them in person, we kind of joke about the fact that it's, one of those things where they don't photograph well, they don't really, video very well. Well, it's true. In person, these things look a lot better. And so much so that it got me looking at other JND pieces. And so I'm trying to figure out kind of how I'm going to arrange this shelf. And so I thought I would talk a little bit about those because I have ordered 2 more. And that doesn't include the Bane that's going to go beside Batman here. Okay? So I'm going to talk a little bit about that today. And so without further ado, let's do a little walk and talk. All right, guys, so let's talk about the collection. I'm just going to give you kind of a pan here to kind of show you what I have on this shelf. In the middle here, we've got a couple Dark Knight pieces, and then I've got a couple more pieces over here. Obviously, over here, we have the Blitzway Catwoman, which is amazing. Still absolutely love this statue. And then we have the Blitzway Batman, Michael Keaton. It's the 89 suit. Still have the JND Studios Joker, which I still absolutely love. Again, we have the Dark Knight Batman with my new custom cape. And then the Anne Hathaway Catwoman. And the Blitzway Joker. This Michael Keaton right here. In the shadows. I have sold him. He's just kind of, hanging out until the buyer buys him. And then, of course, we have the Blitzway Batman as well. Okay? So, to update you guys, I have purchased the JND, the Batman, from Todd at Spec Fiction. And I love this Blitzway piece. But the only issue is that he's very tall. I've talked about it that, there's very little room. And unless you're down low, it's a little bit harder to see him. Okay? The Blitzway pieces have larger bases, right? Whereas that's something I kind of like about these is that they have the lower profile bases, as you guys can see. And I do like the idea of them being kind of consistent. Okay? So let's talk about this first, okay? So you can imagine Bane in that empty spot, right? Well, they've also announced that they're going to do a Two-Face, okay? And then also a bank robber Joker with possibly the purple suit, okay? I have 2 Jokers already, which I still absolutely love. Blitzway and the Queen, which I just showed you. So you can kind of imagine, let's say that Bane is right there in that empty spot. And then maybe I add another Joker or 2. I don't know. Or maybe all the Jokers are in the middle. I don't know. Again, it's a problem, right? But I do have a space, maybe 2 spaces here. I think I could probably accommodate 4 maybe JND pieces. But again, I like the idea of having that low profile base. And so I did buy the Batman. And I'm going to be comparing and contrasting the Blitzway piece to that. And I don't know which one I'm going to end up with. But I do like the idea of the lower profile base so I could see him here. Okay? So you can imagine maybe, the Batman right there. And then let's say they don't ever do any more Batman pieces, maybe a couple more Dark Knight pieces. Okay? Let's just do a little walk and talk, a little pretend here. Okay? Then over here, my other big announcement. So I have purchased the JND Catwoman, Michelle Pfeiffer. Okay? Even though I love the Blitzway one, and I mentioned it the other day that, if I get the JND, I might end up selling this one, and I've already got a list of about 5 or 6 people that want this. Okay? And And the reason why I bought the JND Catwoman, and I did buy the singular, even though I really did like the duo, I didn't like that it was in double bases, right? And I guess JND has announced that that was the last one they're going to do with that double base. And so the reason why I got Michelle Pfeiffer is because they said they were going to do a DeVito Penguin. And again, they would have that low profile base and all the bases are going to match. And again, I really do think that they look nice with that low profile base. And I like that they all match. And again, these Blitzway pieces are phenomenal, but they have the higher bases, which doesn't necessarily work as well where I have them. Okay. I've also been told that they're going to do a Keaton. Now, I am very hopeful that they do the return suit. This is the 89 suit, which again is extremely iconic. But again, you can see that he's in shadows. His cowl goes almost to the top. I want to be able to see his face better. And so I like the idea of possibly having Michael Keaton by JND, Michelle Pfeiffer by JND, and then also the Danny DeVito Penguin. I don't think they'll ever do the Joker. His estate won't allow it for whatever reason. But maybe someday we'll get a Nicholson Joker. But I would be real happy with the three of them. Like I said, I would love JND to do Max Shrek, but that'll never happen, I'm sure. Okay. So anyway, you can imagine, let's say that I can fit three pieces there. Even if I don't ever get a JND Batman, maybe have the lower base Michelle Pfeiffer next to the lower base Danny DeVito Penguin, have the three of them there with Joker on the end, call it good, right? Okay. So somebody reached out to me the other day, and this is kind of what I wanted to talk about, is that I thought it was kind of an interesting idea, okay? So what if I run out of room, first of all? I could go up. I could have all of these shelves, top and bottom, maybe just even on this side, movie pieces, put comic book pieces on that side. Of course, the bike's not moving. That's why I like to have comic book pieces up top, because I have the Bat Bike. But I could, in theory, I could definitely put more pieces that are movie related up top. I could do that, right? Because again, I really wanted that like unmasked Michelle Pfeiffer, and maybe someday I'll pick her up if somebody's selling her individually. That would be pretty cool. But right now, I just don't have room for the unmasked people, even though I like them. So the other day, somebody had the idea of, what if I put the three Batman in the middle? Okay. So let's say that I put the Batman in the middle, right there, because he doesn't have any other statues that are coming with him right now. Okay. And then let's say I put the Dark Knight where Catwoman is, and then everything over here is Dark Knight related. All the Dark Knight characters, Bane, Catwoman, Joker, whatever. So all the Dark Knight villains, Dark Knight right there, the Batman right here, and then the Michael Keaton Batman here, and then the Michael Keaton villains. Okay, like Penguin and Catwoman. What do you guys think of that? Do you guys like the idea more of having maybe just some of the Dark Knight pieces in the middle, flanked by the Jokers on the side, maybe Two-Face, having the Batman on the end, and then having all of the, other returns pieces? Or is there something kind of cool about the idea of maybe having the three Batmans in the middle? Because those are the franchises that I'm going to do. The Batman, Batman 89, or the Tim Burton verse, the Batman, Batman 89, and the Dark Knight, trilogy. Those are the ones I'm sticking with. Probably would never get a Ben Affleck Batman, although never say never. But what do you think of the three Batman idea in the middle, flanked by the pieces on both sides that are relative to that? Although that doesn't necessarily help me with my Joker problem, because I might end up with 4 Heath Ledger Jokers. So I don't know. Again, little walk and talk today. I don't know exactly how to solve this problem, but what do you think of me purchasing JND Catwoman? And what do you think of me purchasing JND the Batman, Robert Pattinson? Let me know your thoughts. I can't wait to hear them. So yeah, I went from 0 J&D to now I'm going to basically have 5, if not more eventually, which is again pretty crazy. But again, I only have so much room to utilize on this shelf. Again, I could go up top and that would give me a lot more room, but at the end of the day, I'm going to try to stay away from that because I don't really want to have movie pieces next to the Bat bike. I want to have some comic book pieces around that. So I'm going to try to stick down to this shelf. I'm going to try to stick to those 3 properties, the Batman franchise, which again, I don't know if they'll do any more movie pieces of that series. I would love them to do a Penguin or maybe a Riddler, maybe a Catwoman. I would love to see that happen. I don't know if they will, but obviously a Dark Knight, they're going to do more. And then of course the Michael Keaton verse as well. So a lot to think about, a lot to get excited about, a lot to look forward to here on the channel and in my own brain, as I'm going to be obsessing about it for a long time, I'm sure. But it's still really exciting to have these pieces and to see them in person and to have some in the collection. So anyway, I'm going to turn it over to you. What do you guys think about the possible arrangements? I would definitely like to hear your thoughts. And again, it's just fun to kind of talk about this stuff, to kind of like visualize how the collection will look whenever everything's in place. Of course, you know, if you watch this channel, I'll probably change it 12 times. But anyway, that's, it gets you guys coming back, right? Get you guys coming back, and it makes my own sanity, maybe focus. I don't know. You guys know me better than that. I am pretty crazy when it comes to this collection and moving stuff around and changing things. So anyway, thanks for watching today, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. If you would like to, subscribe if you haven't done so, like if you haven't done so as well, that really helps the channel out. And if you want to take it one step further, you can hit the join button down below, or you can hit the buy me a coffee button down below. That does help support the channel as well. And so I thank you to each and every one of you that clicks those buttons. It really means a lot to me and helps the channel more than you guys ever know. So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you soon right here in the Batcave. Bye, everybody.
Hey guys, I have partnered up with Red Wolf Collectibles, maker of incredible comic book display options, including this outstanding, heavy-duty, and well-made slab stand featuring an anti-slip pad and all the accessories needed to display your most prized slab comic books, just like this one here in my collection. And now they even have interchangeable 3D design plates that feature really strong magnets that let you easily swap out logos to match your comic books, slabs, or whatever superhero you want to feature in your display in an absolutely incredible way. And these are just some of the plates available for purchase from DC, Marvel, and much, much more. I mean, look at all of the options here. You can even have your own custom logo made. And they also offer magnetized comic book frames. You simply remove the front, place your comic book inside, and place the magnetized cover back on. It's that simple, yet looks absolutely amazing, and even features a built-in hook so you can display it on the wall. I mean, look how awesome this looks. Now, if you don't have a slab, you can also purchase their protective comic book cases, which feature high-quality metal corners and screws. And you can also pair this up with the display stands to give it that amazing slab look. Now, all of these are absolutely incredible, and make sure you use code STATUE at checkout for a discount at redwolfcollectibles.com. I'm so happy to be partnering with them because their products are absolutely amazing.
Hey guys, thank you so very much for watching today, and if you're new here, please hit the subscribe button right here on the screen and check out these 2 awesome videos. I think you're going to love them. And also please join us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. I would love to have you join in all the fun. Thank you guys so very much for watching. See you in the Batcave.